My name is Michelle Van Horn. I am applying for the chapter coordinator for the Brighter Together Foundation for LimeLife by Alcone. I think I'd be a good fit for this position just because I'm all about entrepreneurship. I was raised by an entrepreneur. I'm married to an entrepreneur. I am one. I think I have all the leadership skills and personality traits that it takes to organize and run a chapter of this incredible foundation that LimeLife has created and supports. So I will say, the one area that I'm a little iffy on and think that I might need help and support is just, creative ideas of how to get others as involved and as excited as I am about the Brighter Together Foundation. So I have, in the past, I've been a director of special events for my church, and I was in charge of over 100 volunteers and coordinating them for all the special events, anything that had to do with anything that that wasn't just in the service time. And we were in charge of launching a new facility in the city. They wanted to do another outpost in a different part of town. And so they kind of brought me on to corral volunteers to come and launch that new outpost. And so that's probably been the most challenging volunteer coordinating position that I've had. And really the only conflict that I had there was maybe potentially somebody signing up for something that they weren't really qualified to do. And I really didn't have to address that head on as much as I just put other people in and around them to kind of give them the support they needed to do that position, or just kind of pull their power away. So I really didn't have to address that head on. I just came about it in just kind of a healthy way, kind of from behind the scenes, if that answers that question. So I'm trying to read all this, make sure I'm including everything. So how I feel like my financial intelligence kind of plays into an asset for me for this position is, when my husband and I got married, we went through Dave Ramsey's financial peace program, and I'm 47, he's 57. And when we entered that program and when we got married, we really didn't have any assets to our name, or savings for that matter. And we had a ton of credit card debt and so much, kind of baggage financially. And so when we did the Dave Ramsey program, there was just a real freedom that he, empowered us to kind of take control of our finances and save correctly and spend correctly and look at different percentages and change our spending habits. And today, we are debt free. We own our house free and clear. We own 4 cars. We have a healthy 401k, healthy savings program. We are investing in other properties. We have a financial planner that we work with, and we just stay very disciplined in our spending and our savings. And so I've kind of lived in both ways, and it's really what kind of spurs me on with my LimeLife is just to have extra income so that we can continue to save in an extremely healthy way and plan for our future. And so for self-care and interpersonal development, I have a strong faith, and I really feel like that helps me navigate through tough situations, because I can kind of lean into that for whatever support that I need. I also surround myself with other healthy people that I can lean into. I don't come from the healthiest family background, so I definitely have surrounded myself with other women that I find to be mother figures for me, and yeah, I believe in mentorship. And so I personally have mentors. I have a spiritual mentor, and I rely on her a lot for her wisdom. Wisdom is the application of knowledge. And so lots of people know lots of things, but wisdom is applying it. And so that's a whole different thing. And when I look for a mentor, I'm looking for someone that's applying the knowledge that they have. Lots of people can read lots of books and know lots of facts, but it's where the rubber meets the road is if they're living it out. Professional development and community leadership. So for community leadership, I mean, I definitely, I'm a red personality, so I kind of always get asked to lead things from Bible studies at church. I actually have to kind of try not to be the leader everywhere that I go because of my personality. I get asked to lead a lot. And so I've actually had to learn to say no, especially when it comes to like being room mom at school or, whatever it is. Like, I feel like there's lots of people qualified to do lots of things, but they want to lean into the one person that just because they can do it doesn't mean that they should. When my spiritual mentor told me once, very recently, the need is not the call. And so if you think about that, the need is not the call. Like, there's lots of needs and we can all look around and see lots of needs, but it doesn't mean that I'm the one that's called to do it. And so I need to let the need be out there so that the right person feels that and feels that they have the call. So that it's given me a lot of freedom to kind of say no in other areas, to something that, I maybe don't have time for or don't have a passion behind doing that. So, and saying no to other things has freed me up to pursue things that are my passion. And I believe that this is something that, God's been clearing off my plate and having me get ready for in this leadership position and to help with the Brighter Together Foundation. I think it could be just a really good thing in my life. And I think that I've been clearing my plate and getting ready for this. And I didn't even know what I was getting ready for. So, strategies for recruiting and growing my chapter. So, yeah, kind of the same way that I had to recruit my volunteers for the church plant that I was doing. Like, I really just tried to look around and find people that had the qualities that I thought were needed in that position and just spoke to them and shared with them about the mission. For us, that was planning a church, but for this, I would just look around and see of the LimeLife girls in my area, like what are their strengths, and then just, try and get them on board and, speak into their strengths and then empower them to use them for this foundation. So that would be my number one place to start. And we could see what was there. Tell us about experience in the past. Well, I think I already covered that. I was the head of the PTA at a school and the director of special events. So, managing large groups of people is kind of, when you have a red personality and you're a leader, you kind of do it all the time. So, yeah. And I think that each time that I've had a leadership position, I always learn. Sometimes you learn from, the mistakes that you've made or just overall in total. So I think that life is a journey, and I think you learn through every single situation that you're in. And so I'm hoping that my time with the Better Together Foundation can be a learning time for me, as well as just a growing time for the LimeLife community in this area, for it to kind of tighten up and come together with a like-minded cause. And there's lots of different teams here, but I think this will be a reason to kind of pull them together and help the collaborative atmosphere here in Memphis and surrounding areas, because I'd love to see that as well. And I think this could be a great thread to pull through and I would love to be involved. So if you think I'm a good fit for this, then I would love to represent the Brighter Together Foundation for our region, and hope that you guys are happy and healthy, and we'll talk soon.